Good afternoon, everybody. It's New Jersey Garden, and I'm here to show you today the progression of my seedlings that I started in these growing trays down here in my basement. It's now April 10th, and I started most of these seeds on March 24th, and a few of them I started on April 2nd. These here I started on April 2nd. It's Bells of Ireland, which is over here on the right. The two columns on the right side are Bells of Ireland. They're growing really quickly, and it's the first time I've grown them. They're an annual flower. And there's Dusty Miller that has just started to pop up. And one thing about these particular seed trays that I've noticed with these hexagonal seed trays from Jiffy that I purchased this year is that they do seem to dry out in certain spots, so I've had to mist them with a spray bottle. I just go in and check them daily and just mist over any of the dry cells. So I've never had that problem in prior years, so I'm not highly recommending this particular set of seed starting trays. I'll show you over here my seed starting trays that I'm used to using are just like the square ones, and they have not dried out at all. If anything, they almost stay, super moist. Over here we have lace flower in the front. I'm not sure what I planted over on the far left side. I think I just left those empty actually, so I may use those to plant some new seeds. But in the back, on the right side are Veronica, and on the left side in the back is I believe that is let's see, what is that? Status, I believe. And over on the right over here, we had very good germination rates overall, but over here, this is the Gaillardia or blanket flower, and in the back, there's a couple varieties of yarrow. So I planted 2 varieties of yarrow this year, along with 2 different varieties of blanket flower, and I have all of these, or 3 out of the 4 varieties already planted in my garden, but I just wanted more of them this year, so I planted more. And then in the middle here, that empty spot is actually was left blank, and I just planted some petite Shasta daisies in those cells. Over here, I already mentioned, is the lace flower and the Veronica. And then over here, I had made a mistake this year, and I had watered my seed. I had put in my seed starting mix, and I had watered the tray, and then I left it alone for about a week and a half because I was unable to finish seeding them, and it was like really cold in the basement, and I did not have the heating mats on as I do now. So the basement got kind of damp, and so some moss formed. It doesn't seem to be affecting the seedlings right now, but it's not ideal to have this much moisture. But they're doing okay now. And so I have mostly straw flower in the middle of the tray with a little bit of goldenrod way in the back. You probably can't see, but there's a little bit of goldenrod popping up in the back. And then in the front, I think I have a few cells of calendula. And then over here, there's Gloriosa daisy, which I overplanted. The seeds were very old; they were about 5 years old, and I didn't know if the germination rates would be okay. And clearly, everything germinated well. So I may thin these out, or I may just, plant them out sooner than expected. They're doing pretty well, but they're just overcrowded. And then in the back there is an annual flower called Status. And then I think that's it. I'm going to be planting some more, especially some zinnia seeds, as well as trying to think what other seeds I'll plant. Morning Glory seeds I'll be planting indoors in the next few days. And then outside, I can't wait to get outside. It's finally starting to warm up outside. We're getting temperatures in the low 50s in the next few days, which is like a big deal because it's been so cold. This April and March have been pretty cold. We've had a colder than normal April, with even a little bit of snow flurries the last few days. So really excited to get outside. I'm going to be planting a new area this year that's going to be deer-proofed. I'm going to put fencing around the area, and I'll plant some bachelor button and some other annuals that normally get bothered by deer, and I'll plant them in an enclosed area, and I'll show you guys that in the next couple of weeks. So stay tuned for more videos. I just wanted to show you today the progression of all these seedlings. Again, most of these were planted on March 24th, and it's April 10th now, and a lot of these seedlings are doing quite well. I had very high germination rates, and I'm very pleased. The only thing I'm worried about a little bit is in the back here, this tray with a little bit of green, you know, it looks like moss, but it's just from extra damp conditions, and that is where the goldenrod is trying to grow, and I just hope I can get a couple goldenrod plants out of that. But everything did really well so far, and everything's growing very quickly. So I'm going to put the covers on these containers, and there's 72 plants in each of these cells. So if you want to learn more about the system I have for growing under grow lights, I have a couple other videos that you can watch. And stay tuned for more videos. Thank you so much for watching.